Hey guys, Incap24 here, coming back with another play out of the Saints playbook, and we're going to be looking at the play out of the gun tight offset tight end called Saints in. In this update, we're trying to do is show you the importance of how to use a running back out of the backfield to really set up a lot of your plays in the future. When you get a running back to get the attention of a user player, it really helps the ability to get what you want on other plays, because they have to really pause for a moment to really look at the running back. Is he going out? Is he blocking? When he does go out, is that his main threat? Is he trying to set something else up? It just causes a lot of headache, because typically a running back will be somewhat of a first responsibility of a user when it goes into a zone. So you really have to account for that, and not just basically play coverage, in the middle of the field type deal. So we're going to be looking at this play called Saints in, and I really love this play because of its versatility. It has the ability to really be a dink and dunk type of play where you can get 3 to 5 yards all the way down the field. It can really be a nice third and short play. It's one of those plays that I go in a crucial situation because of the variety of open receivers that you can throw to. And it also can be something we can go down the field a little bit more with if they tend to get out of a blitzing scheme and more into a coverage scheme. We're going to be able to go ahead and kind of get what we want out of that. So here is the play art before we do anything. And my typical main setup is going to be put this X on an out and the A on a streak. And what that's going to do is really give us the ability to attack a couple different levels. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is show you that this X receiver is going to be your first read. He's got kind of that umbrella underneath that Y, and he's going to be able to, when you throw it to him, just get that 3 to 5 yards really, really quickly. It's not going to be something that you're looking for a huge amount of yards. That's just kind of one of those plays that if I'm going third and short, something where I want to make sure that I get the first couple yards on a quick throw, that's where I'm going to go. Now the second option to this is really just to throw it to this RB, and you're going to have a nice option right there that if you happen to see that they're in some type of hard flat, whether it be cover 2 or cover 3 hard flat, you're going to have that second option there to the RB receiver. So you're going to see as soon as the guy comes through, you're going to be able to throw it to him, and you're going to get yourself a little bit more yards. And it kind of gets disguised from a user standpoint. If you're looking like you're usering and you're going to go ahead, the most people are going to follow that A a little bit further down the field because they're not really worried about the RB right now. Now he's out there because he kind of gets mixed into the offensive line and before he kind of breaks out. Okay, so that's typically my first way of running this play, is just to do that. Okay, it's really not a huge elaborate setup in that way. It's just kind of, attack where you may. Now the second way I would set it up is just to put the X on a streak and the A on a streak. And what I'm trying to do here is really trying to attack the middle linebacker in the sense where if he wants to follow the RB, he's going to leave the B receiver open in the middle of the field. However, typically he's not going to follow the RB because it's how fast he is on his speed out. And I really trying to do is just get the X and the Y to drive those players on the left-hand side backwards, giving the RB more room to catch it and get up the field. So if you see here, what I'm trying to do is, this guy's taking a little bit longer, and kind of get the ability to, they get it to him for a nice 8 to 10 yards. So I'm just going to show it to you a little bit more here, and put the A in the streak. And we want to try to get that RB through there cleanly, and when we do, obviously that time I got the pressure from the right side. I'm sending a blitz from the right side just to kind of simulate the fact that you're going to want to get this ball out of your hand quickly enough to where you're going to catch that ball and get yourself good yardage around the end. Okay, so that's really what you're looking for. It's kind of a just annoying play that your opponent has to adjust to, or he's going to get kind of crushed the entire time. So again, you're going to look through here. You can throw that ball early if you just want to get the 5 yards. If you got enough time, you wait a little bit longer to where he's a little bit out of his break. And when you see him get out of his break, you're going to see that you're going to get a little bit more yards this way, and try to get it up the field and around the corner and get yourself some nice easy yards. And it's just a nice easy read to really be able to keep your passing percentage up and kind of take what the defense gives you. If you want to, you can definitely go ahead and do the same setup we showed you before. This time block your running back, okay? And what you're looking for at this point is you're going to take a shot at the B receiver. Say maybe they're doing a lot of cover 2s, a lot of cover 3s. You're going to be able to use this into your advantage to where now I got my blocking player, so I got a little bit more time. and now you're going to throw this ball over the middle to this guy as he makes this cut. It does give you that ability, but it also gives you the ability when you block your running back to still be able to hit this X receiver for a nice easy throw. If you just want to get the quick yardage. If you want to get more yardage out of this, you can put the Y. Actually, let's do it this way. I'm sorry. If you want to get more yardage out of this, you put the X on a streak, and you move them over and put the Y on an out, okay? And then what you do is put the A on a streak and block your running back. The reason why we do that is we want to get some width on our streak route to make sure that the free safety gets away, so that way the B has more room to catch this ball and get a little bit more yards down the field. This is just kind of one of those things that you can still throw the Y right away, but you're going to see now, as he moves this way, you're going to see how much more yards he's going to be able to catch it from a safe haven perspective, to where he doesn't have that guy breathing down his throat when he actually catches the ball. He's going to be able to hold on to that ball a little bit more. So that's just kind of the ways that you can kind of run that. Now, another fun way to run this is to move this RB. So if you move this RB to the line of scrimmage, you're going to have a nice ability to kind of go ahead and attack. Now, in this situation, what I would do is put this X on and out and put the A on a streak. And what you're doing is you're really saying to the middle linebacker, okay, what are you going to cover? And the way I do this is I go ahead and I throw it to him as soon as he makes his break. And as soon as he makes his break, I'm throwing it right there, right underneath him. And it really gives you that opportunity to kind of get a quick throw there, okay? So it's just a nice ability to get something quick. The guy isn't going to see it a lot of the times. He's going to basically see where's this guy going. I'll set it up by doing different plays where I put this RB on an out. So the first time maybe I'll put it on the out. So now they're thinking out, right? Or the next time I do this play, when I motion him out, I'm really just looking to do a decoy, right? And what I'm doing here in the decoy is I'm putting the RB on an out, but I'm really trying to throw to this X receiver this time, right? So this way, it doesn't scream, I want to go across the middle with the RB. And then so the next time I come out here, I'll do this and I'll move this guy over. And I'll put the X on the out and go ahead with the A on the streak. And you're basically now saying, okay, as soon as he breaks, I'm going to throw it to the guy right there in the middle. And a user will not go ahead and jump on that really quickly unless he is behind on his movement. What I mean by that is if he's not, covering the A down the field, maybe he's in position, then you're going to throw it to the X receiver. But most of the time, people are going to back up and try to cover to the A receiver because of the way that it comes in. And you're just trying to throw in that ball really, really quickly. And now you've got that ability to kind of cut up the field. It's just a really nice quick hitter. And now you got your defense trying to figure out what to do. Now, it also works if you go ahead and move them to the left-hand side. And in this situation, what I would typically do is put this X on a streak, and then I would typically go ahead and put the A on a streak as well, and kind of give that ability to go back and forth. Now, this gives you a little bit less of a back route. I always like to have like a back route, kind of a check down route in case somebody kind of jumps the route. So if you want to do it, you can definitely go ahead and put this B on an in instead, just to make sure that you got something there. But you can go ahead and see that as soon as he moves that break, you're going to have that ability to kind of go throw there. That time the guy was in a coverage to where he would have checked it off and you had that ability. You can always put the B on a drag and do the same exact thing where you move this guy over, put the X on a streak, and kind of go this way with it to where if they're going to stay in position, they can't go ahead and cover both levels, and you're just going to dump it off to that player. So that's kind of one of the ways I do it. I will typically run this to the opposite side though, just because of the fact that I have a right-handed quarterback. I want to be able to not have to throw across my body if need be. So in this situation, what I would be doing the opposite setup, kind of like this, where you're looking at it, can I hit the RB? And you're kind of looking at that way and get the RB that way. They're in a cover 2 sink type situation right now, so you're going to see that they're going to honor that, but you're just going to throw the underneath route. So those are some of the ways that I like to do this. Now, there's one more way that I tend to use this from a flipped standpoint because I'm a right-handed quarterback, and I like to run it from the left hash mark because I want as much room as possible to do on this. And that's basically if they're running something like a cover 2 where they're not blitzing, or they're definitely kind of allowing you to have a little bit more time, I'll take this X receiver, move him over to the right-hand side, and put the B on a streak and put the A on an out. Okay, it's kind of one of those setups, and I'll typically block my running back. Okay, so that's the setup right there. And what it gives me is that back route with the Y receiver. It gives me a nice quick hitter if I want to go ahead and throw it to this A receiver right away, and give yourself a nice 5 to 7 yards. But typically what I'm trying to do in this situation is I'm going for the shot play, in which I'm going to try to throw it to this X receiver as he goes and cuts up the field. So again, move this guy over, put the B on a streak, A on and out, block your running back, and we're going to go for this X receiver, and we're going to try to see if we can get some timing here. We do, and we're going to throw this ball to the right to this player in the corner for the end zone. It's got a really nice angle to it. If you remember the PA slot cross play that we do in the Arizona Cardinals playbook that has a nice little angle, this is kind of very similar, the way it does get up the field and the way it kind of works. Now you can also go ahead and use this RB if you want and not block them, but you got to know that you're not going to be able to throw it to the X in that situation, only because of the fact that you're really leaving yourself exposed to blitzes if you don't have anybody in the backfield and trying to go deep. This is it's set up I'll kind of do with DB Fire 2 press with a cross man. Because of the amount of options, they've got so many people that they're really going to run out of options to man up, that one of these players are going to be open because of the fact that you're sending out 5 and kind of really super flooding one side of the field. So in this sense, I kind of look at it and go, okay, I'm going, oop, my guy got my way. But typically in that situation, I'm throwing to the RB from a quick standpoint when everybody's going deep, because they're going to be looking at the down the field a little bit more. And I don't know why I got this Y on a kind of messed up the Y route. Oh, there it is. So here we go, and you can see how you're going to be able to throw this ball underneath and be able to hit a nice little quick hitter. That's the user players that we're attacking right there, so obviously he would have made a good play on that. If I go to the opposite side with it and move it this way and kind of do the same exact thing we were doing before, we're going to be able to still hit this RB underneath as soon as he cuts through, because you're driving everybody back with all those routes that you're going to have a nice ability to throw it. So that is this play, guys. You're going to see when I show you the highlights, I like to run a lot of different variations of this play just to make sure that depending on what I'm looking for, if I'm just looking to hit the running back out of the backfield, I kind of send people down the field to kind of clear it out. If I'm looking for a 3rd and 2 short situation, I will typically go to this X receiver and put him on the out and really work out the ability to do the XRB 1-2 read. And then if I want to go down the field a little bit more, you're going to see that I might block my running back and attack with the B receiver. Just a lot of different things. But you'll see that I love this play because of the way that it really does put some stress on their defense from a user standpoint, and make sure that they account for the running back. So appreciate it, guys. I'll catch you guys on the next video.